Hello, everyone, and welcome to Molehill Mountain, episode 26. I am back. Well, actually, I,
Yay.
I I was here last week. I was just busy and on the phone. I actually was listening to the podcast, and I didn't have a chance to comment because I was busy working. So
Yeah.
anyway, Andrew Eisen here. With me is Zachary Knight. Hello, Zachary.
Hello, Andrew. Hello, everybody out there.
Yes, hello. Um, so I would just like to say no politics. Let's let's have a happy podcast and not talk about politics tonight.
Yeah, I think we I've talked plenty of it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all right.
So we're not game politics anymore, so we don't have to talk politics.
No, we don't.
No, we can just talk happy things like video games.
Yeah.
But we can also talk about the dumb stuff in video games that irritates us. So,
Yes, definitely.
um,
That's open season there.
yeah.
So have
So
you gotten yourself an NES Classic yet?
No, no, I haven't. How are you enjoying yours, Zachary?
I don't have one yet.
Why not? You seemed so gung ho about getting one.
Oh, I do want to get one, but one, I need money, and two, they need to be in stock.
Are you saying that supply is limited?
Yeah, apparently.
That's I've actually had some interesting discussions with some people on social media this week regarding the uh, the availability of the NES Classic Edition or lack
Yeah.
thereof. Um, some people seem to be split on whether Nintendo's deliberately shorting the supply to create demand, or if Nintendo was just really gun shy about either completely underestimated the appeal of the product, although, opening up pre-orders might have given you a pretty good indication of how many consoles you might want to supply to North America there,
Yeah,
Nintendo.
definitely.
Um, but my question to you is, do you think there is any value? Warren Lewis points out that he saw 2 in Target and 8 in a GameStop. Yeah, I have heard from no one who found more than 10. Most people are
Yeah.
saying like my local game store got 2. Um, so, it, do you see any value to artificially shorting the supply in order to generate demand or curiosity of oh my gosh, this thing just won't stay on the shelves? My thoughts on that briefly are, even if that does work to drive up interest or curiosity in the device, if people can't buy it, then people can't buy it, so it makes the whole thing pointless.
Yeah.
And it also ends for all the people whose attention you attract. You probably just piss off several more. That may even itself out, and even if you do attract people, and like, oh, this sounds really cool, but I can't get one. So,
Hmm.
oh well. So, what are your thoughts on the idea of artificially shorting a supply to create demand?
Well, I think it's if your goal is to get a lot of press,
Hmm.
then yeah, I think get a lot of discussion, people talking about it, whether that's news articles or just social media or whatever. Then yeah, it works great. If it's a product people want and they can't get it, they're going to talk about it and all that. They're going to talk about all the scalpers and
Hmm.
and all of that. But if your goal is to sell these things, it's a terrible idea, because what good is all of that press if people can't find it when they want it?
Yeah.
It's this is something that people want. They're going to want it before Christmas, uh, because if they're not buying it to play right away, they're buying it as a gift for a family member or for their kids or whatever. So they're going to want it right, and they're going to want it right now, and not having enough stock for weeks on end is not a good move at all, because then eventually you're going to get a lot of people who are just, yeah, I'm not buying this, and
Yeah.
they're just going to say forget it. And
Now I don't know how if Japan is having the same problem with the NES or Famicom Classic
Famicom
Edition,
Classic, yeah.
or if Europe, which I think actually had pre-orders open, is
Yeah, I
having.
think Europe had pre-orders. At least the UK did.
Mhm.
But yeah, I haven't heard any news from outside the US about supply issues.
Makes me
So
wonder if it's Nintendo of America who is just petrified of overestimating a product's popularity. Like they're like, I'm not so sure about these amiibos. Let's just, four Mario's ought to be fine and two Pikachu's. Yeah, just the
yeah,
last thing we want to do is have a bunch of stock left on shelves, because wouldn't we look silly with, all this stock littering the shelves and the retailers slashing the prices, trying desperately to get rid of it. And I will admit um, there is an equilibrium, a balance that you want to find between
yeah,
providing
definitely.
enough stock to meet demand, but not so much stock that you choke out space on retailers' shelves and then and then the retailers start slashing the price and getting irritated with you.
Yeah.
Um, I wonder if Nintendo of America is just petrified. It's like, I don't know about amiibos. Oh, the NES Classic Edition, those games are kind of old. I don't know how interested
Yeah.
people are going. Maybe
Well, yeah.
maybe we should have opened pre-orders as some sort of litmus test as to what interest was in this.
Yeah. Well, and even a service like Amazon, where shelf space isn't an issue, they're under providing for Amazon as
Yeah.
well. Amazon is constantly going selling out within minutes
Mhm.
of having some in stock, and that's frustrating people as well, because they expect Amazon to have stuff when they go and buy it. Yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, it is true that you are generating a story of, oh my gosh, this thing is popular, it's so popular, nobody can get it. But nobody can get it,
mhm.
which ends up irritating people and means you are not making as much money as you could have otherwise.
Yeah.
Jordan paints an interesting picture of Nintendo having a Scrooge McDuck like vault full of NES classics that Reggie is swimming through,
Yeah,
doing the
there we go.
backstroke through piles of NES classic boxes.
Um, yeah, I need to. My brother, he works at Target, and I keep meaning I should ask him to tell me when they get coming when they're in stock, so I can show up right at opening, so I can buy one.
Hmm. Well, I imagine it'll. You have to
I,
think that by Christmas, at least, it'll even out. That Nintendo go, oh, it's popular. Okay, here's a bunch.
well, see, Jordan also, or sorry, Themblan, or yeah,
Themblin?
Themblin.
Just say it
It
real
says,
fast.
yeah, it says that Walmart is apparently holding the supply back for Black Friday, which I could see.
Sure,
A store like
sure.
Target and Walmart, I could see them holding some back, only putting one or two, like Warren said, two at Target. Maybe they're only putting a couple out at a time,
Mhm.
just so that they can have extra stock on Black Friday when people are there to buy a bazillion dollars worth of stuff.
That's right.
So
Because after all, um, why sell a product now for $60 when you can sell it in 2 week or 1 week for $50? That's
uh,
good business.
yeah.
My degree is in engineering, so maybe that is good business.
Well, no, but the thing is, they don't have to slash the price for the NES Classic. That's a draw product itself,
That's true. That
and
if they don't slash the price and it's still $60, it's just we have them come into the store and look at all this other cool stuff we have.
yeah,
Nice, eh?
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how many are on Walmart's shelves on Black Friday. But I'm not a Black Friday shopper, so by the
Yeah, neither
time
am
I
I.
got there, it's like I'll probably get the Walmart that's half a mile away from me. I'll probably get there by 3 p.m. and they'll be all gone.
Yeah,
So
the only thing I think I've bought one thing on Black Friday, and it was the 3DS a couple
yeah,
years ago, through the
so
help of lovely people who watch my YouTube channel,
yeah,
which I've actually been playing this week. I've been playing Luigi's Mansion 2. There's actually no number in the title; it's just called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and other than the fact that it's on the handheld, it's a great game. I would much prefer to play it on the console, but
yeah,
take it where you can get it. It's actually really fun and really well designed. I'm liking it quite a bit. This game, unlike the first game, was one large mansion that you explored and figured out the ghostly secrets. The new game, or newer game, the second game, is like five different mansions.
hmm,
Um, I mean, one's your typical Luigi's Mansion. Then the next one is like this, like a rock quarry or something. One
yeah,
is a clock tower type of place. One is a uh, buried in snow.
yeah,
So lots of different variety. The thing, really, my only major criticism for the game, as far as structure goes, is the game, and I think this is more a function of it being a handheld title. Is it's structured such that each mansion has five or six, it has a number of missions, and so you're in a home base with Professor Egad, and he says, "Okay, time to do mission one." And he zaps you over to the mansion, and you explore and you complete whatever specific task you were sent there to do, and then you get zapped out of the mansion back to home base, and then you select another mission, and then you go back. And that, for me, interrupts the flow. I'm like,
yeah,
stop bothering me, stop yanking me. I want to just explore the mansion.
hmm,
I want free reign of the mansion to explore it as I will, but nope. So the game is kind of broken up into 15-20 minute chunks, and I
yeah,
think that's on purpose because it's a handheld game. It's meant to be played in 15-20 minute chunks, but
yeah,
that's not how I play games, so that I find kind of frustrating. Um, but I mean, that's really the worst thing I could say about the game. Other than that, it's the design is wonderful. The gameplay is fine. A little cramped because it's on handheld, but what are you
yeah,
gonna do? Uh, yeah, thumbs up. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, I very much like. So
yeah. So, but speaking of handheld games, uh, Pokemon Sun and Moon have been out, and there's a rumor going around that the third entry in that series, Pokemon Stars, is going to be a Switch title.
Sun,
So,
Moon, and Stars. Oh my God, I just got that. For some reason, I heard stars, and I was thinking stars as in like all stars, stars.
yeah.
Did not put that together. Wow, that's embarrassing.
Oh man.
That
So,
that's like when you are listening to an old favorite song of yours, like a song
yeah.
from the '80s or something, and you're listening to it on the radio, and you suddenly understand a lyric line that you. It's like, oh my God, I never. He said this. Oh, that's what that line is. I've been singing it wrong for 30 years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
happened to me before,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah. So with the if the this third Pokemon game actually is a Switch title, would you actually buy it and try it out, play it? Because I know you're not a fan of the Pokemon series in general, but if it's a console title,
Uh,
would you give it a chance?
No, because I just don't really care. It's not a matter of Pokemon being on the handheld. It's a matter of I don't really care for that specific game.
Yeah,
Um, I don't typically like RPGs that are monster collector type. RPGs like Pokemon where you battle with monsters that you have to collect. Now, I don't mind filling out bestiaries and stuff in RPGs. That's fine. But it was one reason why I kind of shied away from Ni no Kuni, even though I didn't have the ability until now. I have a PS3, I could get it.
Yeah.
And other games of that ilk, it's just not my genre. I don't really care for them.
Mm.
I don't like Pokemon. I've played a bit of was it Red or Blue? I don't think it was the first one. I think it was the series Generation 2, maybe.
Um,
Um,
well, yeah, there was Red and Blue,
Red and Blue
and
were the
then
first ones.
yeah, and then was it Leaf
Was it Red and
Green? And
Green?
I think it was like Leaf Green and Fire Red. I
There,
think were the
yeah, something
yeah.
like that. I think I played part of that and just wasn't into the battling and I
Yeah.
just wasn't. I'm just not into Pokemon. Although I do like Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's a rumor that and they always do this, and I hate it. They'll release Pokemon version 1, Pokemon version 2, and they're ever so slightly different, but they're the same game and they're both full price, but you need them both to get all the stuff. And then a year or so later they come out with the Super Special Edition, which kind of combines the two, which is the game they should have put out in the first place. So
Yeah.
that game, rumor has it, will be on the Switch. Um, but probably not until summer at the earliest,
Yeah, I
or
don't think it's going to be a launch title. So.
probably not. That even if it was ready, that's a little too close to Sun and Moon, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? But that seems bringing that out. That I mean, you usually wait a year or so before you bring out the Game of the Year edition. You know, the edition of the game
Hmm.
with all of the downloadable content
Yeah.
packed into the game where it should have been in the first place. Um, yeah. So, hey, great for people who like Pokemon, like Matthew's saying that um, he's playing Pokemon Moon. And I
Yeah.
just had the mental image of Pikachu dropping his trousers and pressing his fanny into the car window as he drove by. Um, I'm
Nice.
amazed I have not seen art of that. So, Pokemon with Pokemon's mooning people. That's got to be out
Yeah.
there somewhere. I've just missed it somehow.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, one thing about the Switch that I talked about this on a stream I did earlier today. But one of the things about the Switch that I'm potentially kind of happy about. I mean, as most of you know, the Switch is not what I wanted. So, um, but which is not to say I don't want one or hope it does poorly. No, I want one and I hope it does great because I want the fantastic games that I have no doubt will be in the games library. And the better the Switch does, the more games for me. Wee!
Yay.
But as most of you know, I don't really care to game on a handheld. But since the Switch is a portable console, I think some of the games that I like but bemoan the fact that they're on the handheld where I don't want to play them, like Monster Hunter, uh, that's going to become an issue of the past for me
Yeah.
because Capcom can go Monster Hunter on the Switch, and I'll be like, great, because it's a console and I can play it on my TV where it belongs, instead of having to skip over Monster Hunter 4 and Monster Hunter Generations because I really tried, but I hate playing. I love Monster Hunter so much; it's one of my favorite games. But man, I just cannot tolerate playing it on the handheld. I just can't, and sucks to be me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people love it on the handheld. I know a lot of people somehow prefer it on the handheld, but hey, with the
Yeah.
Switch, if you prefer portable Monster Hunter, uh, whether you prefer portable Monster Hunter or sit your butt on the couch Monster Hunter, it may cater adequately to both tastes. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. There are people out there that just like to curl up on a chair and just play without having to worry about orienting their body in such a way that they can see their TV. Uh, and they also like to be able to curl up anywhere they want to be. So, yeah, I think the Switch should probably be a good system for all people. So, but yeah, I'll probably get one, but I still need to get a Wii U. I don't have one yet, so. Uh,
Yeah, Matthew says that a Pokemon Stars probably fall 2017. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
yeah,
Jordan, who's 21, is going through a midlife crisis. Well,
you're
you're
not
gonna have
old
to die
enough
in
for
your
that.
40s. You're not old enough for a midlife
Yeah, see, I'm
crisis.
36 and I have flashes of midlife crisis, and but I haven't had a full blown one yet.
You,
So
you you cannot have a midlife crisis until you're legally old enough to sleep with people half your age, or old enough to legally sleep with people half your age.
let's
That's
see.
that's
Well,
when you
I'm 36, and so that's 18,
uh,
but I'm married, so
oh
it's out of the question. So
yeah. Oh crap, I'm old enough for midlife crisis. I forgot about
just
that.
make sure they're graduated from high school first,
Yeah,
because even if they're 18, if they're still in high school, that's kind of creepy.
it is creepy. I mean, it's creepy anyway, but
Yeah, definitely. But
um and and Jordan, do tell us what color you dyed your hair.
yes, we
Um
would like to know.
let's see.
All right.
13
Well,
UQ says the Switch is half portable, half bear pig. I think that's a South Park reference.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. Um, but gaming for me, I haven't done a whole lot of gaming this week, other than I've been playing that I talked about it last week. I called it Min Dungeon last week, and that's the name that's on my launch icon on my Android phone, but it's actually called Minute Dungeon, and I've been playing that. It's a lot of fun. I don't have anything to add to my commentary last week, but definitely worth a play if you got an Android phone. I don't know if it's on iTunes or not. I haven't checked. But other than that, this week Minecraft finally launched their exploration update. I played the snapshot of it, which is like the release candidate or yeah for Minecraft versions, and in this it introduced a cartographer that gives you a map to see to secret dungeons and things. And there's a new dungeon called forest mansion, I think, or woodland mansion or something like that. And those are pretty cool to explore. And I had a lot of fun playing with that. But they added a whole bunch of new items, and I haven't gotten any of them yet because I haven't found a portal to the. I play in survival mode, and so I can't just use magic to create anything I want. I have to actually mine for things and explore and search for things, and so I haven't found the portal to the end, which is where you fight the big boss, the dragon, and there's stuff that I have to get there in order to make some of these items that they just released. And yeah, so I'll probably never get them because it's like anytime I do find the end portal, I don't have the items to activate the end portal. And so and that usually takes forever because you have to kill the Endermen to get certain drops from them, which are somewhat rare. But yeah, so but still, I'm enjoying Minecraft every now and then, but haven't played in a
Minecraft. I've
while.
never understood how anyone enjoys it. I mean, it's kind of like World of Warcraft to me.
Uh,
I'm like,
I
this
don't know.
game is so boring. How does anyone enjoy it?
I like the survival mode. My kids, they love creative mode because they love building
Yeah,
all kinds of cool stuff,
yeah,
and me, I'm like, yeah, that's fun, but I would rather work and
I
and get it, and I
I
like
prefer having
exploring.
some direction or goal in my game. I'm
Yeah.
not really crazy about directionless sandbox type of games.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
but
and
I am interested in the mine or no, what is Dragon Quest Builders. I think,
Yeah, because that
which
one
is
they
kind of Dragon
do
Quest, which is my favorite RPG series, crossed with Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yeah,
I'm like, okay, that
yeah,
sure.
and they have that game does have has a built-in story
Hmm.
that you progress through,
Apparently, it takes
but
place in an alternate timeline where the hero of Dragon Quest One uh, died, and evil took over
interesting.
the world. So,
That
yeah,
is a cool premise.
yeah.
So
So, Matthew says that people should think of the Nintendo Switch as a handheld with an HDMI out, not a console that's portable. And from a only as strong as the weakest link perspective, that's yeah, it's kind of how I look at it too. It's a fairly powerful handheld that I can plug into my TV. Uh, but
yeah,
you know, we'll see on January 12th just what this sucker can do.
the
And in fact,
rumored.
what do we think about the rumored price of the Switch? Well, I've heard a lot of rumors regarding
I've heard
Switch. Which one?
250. I've heard 300. I've heard 350. I don't think I've heard 400 yet.
One of the prevailing rumors right now, I think, is it's two different SKUs, 250 and
Oh yeah,
300, 300
yeah, that's right.
including Splatoon. Now, this is just one of several rumors. And that would, I mean, it depends on what would be in the deluxe edition. The Wii U, the deluxe edition, came with Nintendo Land, which did not care about, much
Yeah,
like I don't care about Splatoon, so that doesn't interest me at all.
yeah, and
Um,
32 gigs of built-in storage.
so 32 gigs of built-in storage, so you could actually store a game on it if you wanted.
Yeah,
Um, but it also came in black, which I liked, and it also had the gamepad charging stand, which is just a hunk of plastic, but it is really convenient because you can just chunk the gamepad onto the stand and not find the end of the charging cable and go, oh, okay, and have cables on it. Just put it
yeah,
on the stand. It's good. Uh, my guess is if they do two SKUs with the the Switch, um, would be that the more expensive SKU will probably include a game. Splatoon would surprise me. That seems like an odd choice for the included game, but you never know.
I don't know. I
Um,
think that would. I think um, putting a multiplayer game out there, especially if it's designed to use where each player could use just one of those little controllers.
mhm.
But even still, it's a game that will get people to really consider buying that second pro
Um,
controller.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, it's not like, oh my God, that'll never happen. What are they thinking? It's just like
yeah.
Splatoon, huh? Hmm.
And it'll be different because usually they pack in a Mario title, and
Well, they actually haven't packed in much for. Well, I mean, they
well,
do have Nintendo Land with
yeah,
the
Nintendo Land, and then they
Wii Sports with the Wii.
yeah, Wii Sports was with the Wii.
GameCube didn't have a pack-in. Neither did N64.
Yeah, but but they have packed in other games and
Hmm.
promo bundles, and they're usually like Mario Kart or Super Mario or New Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, the
Um,
Wii U actually had a Zombie U bundle in Europe, I believe, which is my favorite game for the Wii U. So there, and
yeah,
Japan had something else. I don't remember what Japan's bundle was. Um, no, I really don't. But America's was Nintendo Land. I was like, really? Um,
yeah.
but 13U Cube says I've heard that when the Switch sells out, it'll be because of low stock and it'll be $1,500 on eBay. Yeah, I said on Twitter earlier this week. Do you think the low stock of the NES Classic Edition is a taste of things to come? So as far as the Switch is concerned, after all, Nintendo did state at some point that it was expecting to have to ship 2 million units, and that's for worldwide in its by the end of the fiscal year. And the system comes out in March. So even if it comes out at the beginning of March, uh, 2 million in a month is It feels like it should be higher than that, but
Yeah,
consoles typically released at the end of November, 6 weeks before the end of the year, typically sell around, as long as they don't flop like the Virtual Boy or something, they sell about 3
yeah,
million. So 2 million in a month, sure, could be, but we'll see. Of course, as 13UQ is pointing out, this is all just rumors. And another rumor
yeah,
that I heard that
definitely.
I thought was really interesting, I've heard this from multiple sources, um, is that a launch title for the Switch is going to be a cross of Super Mario RPG with Raving Rabbits.
Well,
Ah,
I don't think it's going to be specifically Super Mario RPG, but
being
just a
that it was
Mario
Squaresoft,
themed
probably not. Yeah,
RPG.
yeah, it's
Uh,
probably more going to be not literally a sequel to the Super Mario RPG, but
yeah,
just a Mario RPG, like the Mario and Luigi titles are Mario RPGs.
yeah,
But the rumor is that there's going to be a Mario RPG with the Rabbids characters in it. So earlier today, I streamed an hour or so of Rabbids Go Home, which is a adventure game starring the Rabbids that came out for the Wii about 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, and I really like this game. This game is a lot of fun. The Raving Rabbit, Raymond Raving Rabbids, the mini game collection. So yeah, it's okay. But I like the Rabbids characters, minions before minions were minions. They're cute, they're funny, and I could see the Rabbids invading Mario's universe and that being a lot of
yeah.
fun. So if that is true, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what comes of that. And that's the most exciting rumor I've heard about so far, mainly because it's the only new thing I've heard about so far.
Yeah,
Every
it's
everything
something
else
very
is,
different.
I
Yeah.
mean, new Mario, yeah, new Mario, but new Mario is new Mario, and Mario's been around for 30 years. We know Mario. We kind of know what to expect with Mario.
Yeah, and really, it's hard to imagine them doing something that original and unique. The last time they really did something cool with the Mario franchise was Super Mario Galaxy, which was a totally different perspective of
Hmm.
playing Mario. And before that, it was Mario 64, which was the
Hmm.
first time it went 3D.
Yeah.
But still, they've done 3D and they've done the spherical worlds, and it's like, what else? You know, they've got to really do something. Because Super Mario 3D World, while a fun game, just didn't break any new ground. And
Yeah.
same with the new Super Mario Brothers series.
Yeah,
Uh, so
and to be fair, I don't think they really have to.
no, they
I don't
don't. They
need
just
it
have to
to. I
make a
just
solid game. But
Yeah. I mean, where else do you go other than virtual reality? I suppose. But
yeah,
just make a solid Mario game, and it looks like this one could be a open world Mario game, a la 64 Sunshine and the first Galaxy game.
yeah.
To an extent, I mean, the first Galaxy game
Shadowgate
had a
Switch.
large Shadowgate switch,
Yeah.
sure. Um, but I'm more interested. I love franchises, and there are a bunch of IPs that I'm excited to see more of. But
Hmm.
what gets my interest and curiosity and excitement going is new stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, when we find out what Retro works on, if it's a Metroid game, I'll be happy. If it's a Donkey Kong game, I'll be happy. But
Yeah.
if it's something new, I'll be excited
Yeah.
unless it looks stupid, you know.
But it's retro. Hopefully, they have some good creative people there that they
Yeah.
would make something new and exciting looking.
Hmm.
Um, but Platinum's another developer that I would be excited to see
Yes.
what they're developing next.
Hmm.
So
Because
because
their stuff doesn't always catch on, but it's
they
always
make
worth
some
a look, I'll say.
yeah, Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2, both solid titles. Not for everybody, but
Hmm.
definitely solid titles. But
Beautiful Joe was great back in
Yeah,
the day.
Beautiful Joe was another good title. Yeah.
So, oh, I should probably mention that the week before last, we didn't have a Molehill Mountain podcast because I was doing the Extra Life Charity Marathon
Yeah.
thingy. And thank you for everyone for your support and hanging out and watching and donating and all that good stuff. We raised $825 for Rady Children's Hospital. So that's by far the most I've raised in a single year. I think 605 or 610, something like that was my
Hmm.
previous record. Just smashed the hell out of it at 825. So thank you,
Nice.
everybody.
Yeah.
Rady Children. Now, of course, I'm not the only one who participates in the, thousands of gamers all over the place doing their own marathons and raising money for their own hospitals. And there were several gamers, of course, raising money for Rady Children's other than myself. Rady Children's took in over, I think it was 37,000. So that's awesome. And the Extra Life event, which raised
Hmm.
money for all the various Children's Miracle Network hospitals, raised over 8 million. So, damn. So, very, very cool. So, I look forward to doing
Nice.
that again next year. But it was tough because this year again landed on daylight savings, which meant noon to noon was 25 hours, not 24 hours as it was past. But I had my
Yeah.
sister over this time, and she was here keeping me company and reading the chat for me. So uh, a fun time was had by all, and I'm currently posting them in like hour-long chunks. So if you want to watch any of it, or if there was a segment that you missed, I'll be posting a new hour chunk uh, every day unless I miss a day. Uh, so, and
Yeah.
also the stream I did earlier today of Rabbids Go Home, that'll be posted. I have to do a little bit of editing on it sometime tomorrow,
Yeah.
probably. I'll have that up. Um, and some other stuff I'm working on. So, okay, let us move to a topic. Although I guess we've hit some, but
Yeah.
the first thing I want to talk about is Nintendo this week. Um, talked released the price for Super Mario Run. Its first, well, not its first, but its first full uh, mobile game. I mean, it had Miitomo's more of an app than a game, and
Yeah.
Pokemon Go, I'm not sure how much of a game that is either. More of a time waster, I guess, but it's also not
It's
really
more of a
Nintendo's
game.
Pokemon company. So
It's more of a game than Miitomo was, but
13, you
yeah.
give 30 days of extra life. Yeah, that's good. Probably more
Yeah.
25, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, Pokemon Go is definitely more of a game than Miitomo was,
yes,
and
yes.
Pokemon Go is something that I actually have stuck playing, continue playing longer than I did Miitomo,
Well,
because Miitomo, it's like after the first week, you've really done everything there is to do. It's just, yeah, there's really nothing else to do. The only reason I stuck with it for a month was because I wanted to see what they had, if what all they added to it,
yeah.
and they also had the daily bonuses, and I
Uh-huh.
wanted to see if those things even had an impact in how I played the game.
Nope.
And after a month, yeah, it's like I wasn't doing anything different than I did the first week, so I said, yeah, I'm done. So
Well, here's the thing with Mitomo. You earn coin. The daily bonus thing earns you coins and Mitomo drop
candies,
tickets and
yeah,
candies, which are completely useless. Although a recent update allows you to, um, I think you can use your candies to play another Mitomo drop thing that allows you to earn tickets that you can trade in for Mitomo drop tickets. So if, like me, you have like 300 candies, but it's so boring, I don't want to do it.
yeah.
Uh, the thing about Miitomo is, unless you're totally into the social aspect of it, and if you are, good on you. I'm not. But so the only thing for me to do is uh, collect costumes and stuff,
Hmm.
which you can do through two ways. One, you can buy them, which you earn. so little money in this game. I've purchased absolutely nothing. And Mitomo came out in what, June or something?
I don't
Been out
remember.
for like half a year, right? It's been out for several
Yeah.
months. I have probably 30, 40 grand in coins, but outfits cost like 6 to 8 grand. So I can buy a couple of outfits and then I'm completely out of cash. So the other way to get them is to play the Mitomo drop, which is a kind of a pachinko thing. You drop
Yeah.
your little me and try to get it to land on platforms which where the articles of clothing are, and it is almost impossible. I mean,
Yeah.
it is so it sucks. It's not
Yeah.
fun. It's ridiculously tough. It
Yeah, and
just
when I was doing that, I would see friends of mine like when they would come over, and they're fully decked out in the ninja gear. It's like they have the
mhm.
entire ninja outfit, including the katana, and I'm like, seriously? Did you have to spend real world money to buy enough tickets to get this? Because I've tried, and the best I got was the Ninja Star Hawaiian shirt, and I did not get any of the other things because like every time I tried to get something, I would overshoot or undershoot and land in a candy spot.
Yeah.
And
I got my pretty pink princess dress, and that's all I wanted. So I'm good.
yeah,
Although there was an update that added that candy drop thing, but they also added the ability to get this, decorate that boring ass room that your character's been
oh,
standing
they
in the
finally
entire time.
added
Yes, you can
decorations.
now decorate, put up wallpaper, carpeting, and hang pictures on the wall. And the Mitomo
Nice.
or daily check-in thing actually gave you Splatoon patterns for your floor and walls, and which is just colorful splot. It looks like
Yeah.
someone played GoldenEye paintball in that room. It's pretty cool. But so I played Matomo Drop until I got my squidling shorts and shirt, and so now I have a squidling in a room, and I'm good. But
Nice.
the thing is I used to go in every day and just change my clothes, because that would give me 5 coins for the My Nintendo thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's gone now.
Oh wow.
You can still earn My Nintendo or Mitomo coins, but it's for you got to answer questions or do stuff with friends or be social, which I don't want to do. Um, so it's like, okay, well now I have absolutely no reason to ever go on Mitomo again. Thanks, Nintendo. It saves me 5 seconds out of my day. But anyway, we're getting off track. So Super Mario Run. Uh, Nintendo said that it would be free to start and then would have a one-time flat fee to unlock the rest of the game. So essentially, exactly how Fatal Frame for the Wii U worked. You just download it for free. You can play through the first 2 chapters, and then downloadable content is the microtransaction, I guess, is $60 or $50, whatever it is, for the rest of the game. Um, so how much is Super Mario Run? $10. No word yet on exactly how much of the game um,
Will be free. Yeah.
will be free. I would imagine probably at least the first 2 stages.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe the first world. I don't know.
but there are, and let me make sure I've got this right. There are in the World Tour, which is the actual game portion of the game run through actual levels. There are 24 levels, so 6 worlds of 4 levels each. So I would imagine, just due to the nature of a runner game, that these stages are on the shorter side on average compared to Super Mario Brothers and other games like that. I would imagine they're slightly shorter, maybe. So not quite as long as the original Super Mario Brothers, which is 8 worlds of 4 levels. So this is 6 worlds of
Yeah.
4 levels. But it also has Toad Rally, which is essentially uh, run against your friend's ghost. So your friend
Hmm.
plays through a level, and then you compete against their replay. There's also a thing called
That's
Kingdom
cool.
Builder, which allows you to build your very own mushroom kingdom and pick up buildings and decorations and plop them down. But what they showed looks like it's one single screen. And it's
Hmm.
like, okay, castle, Toad Hut, and flagpole. Okay, now what? I mean, just from what Nintendo showed, it's like, well, that looks dumb and unengaging and really limited. Who knows? Maybe you can scroll to the left and right and up and down, and it's this humongous kingdom with toads wandering around and
Yeah.
opening up shops that they can get you items or something. Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know, but so $10 for basically a 24 level Mario game. Uh, what do you think? Think they hit the nail on the head with that price, or
Well, if it plays, if it's not just another endless runner or like Temple Run,
Mhm.
then yeah, I think if it plays more closer to an actual Mario title than it does an endless runner,
Which it
then yeah,
appears
I
to,
think
yeah.
then I think $10 is probably a really good price for it if you're a Nintendo fan and a Mario fan. Uh, but $10 seems to be asking a lot of your casual mobile phone user who typically will play free games for as long as they can before ditching it for another free game
Hmm.
because the game they were playing reached a point where they either have to spend 20 hours a day playing it in order to continue or
Yeah.
pay real world money.
Well,
So,
Nintendo does have the interesting point where you can start it for free, so you can get maybe the first two or whatever levels
well, yeah,
for free, and then say, "Oh man, and I only have to pay $10, and $10 is that's the entire game, and I
yeah,
have it forever."
and with a mobile title, they kind of have to do it that way.
Yeah.
Uh, Games that charge you a price up front don't tend to do as well as games that
Yeah,
are
yeah.
free and then have microtransactions.
My guess is the game will be listed as free, very similar to what
Oh yeah,
Fatal Frame is on the Wii U. It's listed as free, and you download it and you play, and it says if you want the rest of the game, go to the eShop, and it's $50. And they didn't discount that game for Halloween. Nintendo, do you not want to sell any copies of this? Really? Oh,
yeah.
but
So
I think 10's good because I don't remember what I actually said when we last talked about this, but 20 definitely, 20, even 15 to me sounds like asking way too much for any mobile game, really. So
yeah,
I think as long as this is a solid, fun Mario game, and it looks to be, I think $10 is going to be okay for most people.
yeah.
Because I mean, you do have a lot of people who are like, ah, 10, I can get stuff for free, but this is Mario.
Hmm.
Everyone knows Mario, and they know Mario's special. And they're like, but yeah, this is Mario. Mario's worth a 10 spot, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm just had a thought here.
mhm.
I'm gonna check the Google Play Store and see the prices of their top paid games are.
Free,
Uh,
free, 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 free. Oh, top
well,
paid games,
they
yeah.
have the top paid games and they have
99
top
cents,
free
99
games.
cents, 99 cents.
Let's see here. Top charts. Top paid. Minecraft Pocket Edition is number one, and it's $6.99. Then we've got Deus Ex Go for 99 cents, a game called Bloons TD5 for $3, Geometry Dash for $2, Bloons Super Monkey 2 for 3, Hitman Sniper is 99 cents. And honestly, Deus Ex
So,
Go, Hitman Sniper, and Tomb Raider Go are games I really want to try.
yeah, I hear they're great.
Yeah.
The Go series,
Um,
yeah, from Square Enix.
yeah, we got Five Nights at Freddy's for 3, Terraria for 5,
Is there
uh,
anything approaching $10 in there?
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for 7.
Oh, I bet that's fun
Um,
on a phone.
oh yeah, Monument Valley for 4. Let's see, $5, 4, 3, 3, 5. It's like it's like $7 seems to be the top price so far,
Wow.
and that's
So
for and most of those are for uh, big name companies like
Yeah,
Activision,
yeah.
Rockstar,
Man, no wonder
Square Enix,
Nintendo.
Electronic Arts.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
small
here's
wonder.
one. Here we go. Civilization Revolution 2 from 2K is $10. Then we've got Star Wars KOTOR for $10.
Mm.
So, oh, saw another one. Jade Empire Special Edition for 10. Sega's Football Manager Mobile 2017 is 9. So I guess $10 isn't unprecedented for a AAA studio's
Mm.
mobile games. Final Fantasy VII is
$20.
16.
Ah, man.
16, yeah. Square
Square
Enix, when it
Enix,
comes to their Final
you
Fantasy game,
guys.
yeah, it's like nothing under $15 on there. It drives me nuts.
I think Nintendo can get away with $10 for
Yeah,
one.
I think Nintendo can get away from for $10. I think that would probably do pretty well.
I
And
don't
Final
know if
Fantasy
I'll get it though.
Tactics, man, it's $14, and I really want to play
Yeah.
that, but I've got it on the on the PlayStation 1, but I would
I'll
love to have it
definitely
on the go.
I'll definitely try Mario Run, but I don't know if I'll buy it.
Well, right now it's an iPhone exclusive. So,
Yeah,
do you have an iPhone?
yes. Well, I mean,
Okay.
it's my work iPhone. I mean, so
Okay.
if I do buy it, it means if I get a different job or they take my phone away, I don't get to play it no more.
Yeah. See,
Um,
the only iPhone or the only devices in my house uh, are fours. We've got the iPhone
mhm,
4, and then the equivalent tablet version, the iPad, whatever it was, that
mhm.
is basically a 4 in a giant form. So I don't think this game would run on either one of those. So
Mhm.
so I'd be out
Yeah,
of luck until they released it on mobile. So
yeah, and I'll say right up front, the game looks like it'll be worth $10.
yeah.
But I don't know if I don't pay for it, it's probably not going to be because the game is not good. It's because I just don't want to play on a phone. You know?
Yeah.
It's so we'll see. I'll let you all know. And December 15th, I think it's coming out. So before we move on, though, I just did want to say that my sister for her birthday asked for a she has an iPad and she wanted a cover for the iPad, the one that covers and then flips on the back and becomes like a
A
kickstand for the
stand, yeah.
iPad, right? Minimum $30 for a case.
Yeah.
I was at Walmart or Target or something, and I was looking at the cases, and I saw one, and I grabbed it and went to pull it off the J hook, and it was stuck. I'm like, what is wrong with this thing? Why? And I realized it's locked onto the J hook. I'm like,
Yep.
why would you lock it's not an iPad, it's a case. It couldn't
People still
cost more
steal
than
them.
I know, but I'm like, what, loss prevention? It couldn't cost more than $30. What? And I went over to Fry's and I found cases, cases up near $80
Yeah.
for a case.
Yeah. See,
That
I've got my mobile phone here. I
made
bought a
of
case for
gold.
$10, and it's got a little kickstand on the back. Very nice. I like it. I don't use the kickstand very much. Every once in a while, I'll set my phone up and have Netflix or something going if I'm on the road or whatever. But yeah, cases are pretty crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Um,
And to be clear, my sister's worth $30. She
yeah.
is. I just balk at buying her gifts that themselves are not worth 30.
Yeah, see, with our iPad, we were just like, okay, we've got kids and they're going to be playing with this. So what can we get? So we've got this super. It's like 1 inch thick on all the corners and half an inch thick all the way around, and it's just a rubber bumper case is all it is, and it's worked wonders. These kids have actually thrown the iPad across the room and got in trouble for it, mind
Yeah.
you, and it survived. So definitely worth it. And that was only $10. Yeah.
Yeah, 13U Cube saying is frustrated that the Wii controllers are 10 years old and still $40.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the
we
PS3 controllers are still 40 also.
yeah. Well,
Those are
and
10 years
to
old.
be fair, the Wii remotes that are being sold right now are technically the Wii Plus remotes that have the Motion Plus built in, and so those
Mhm.
are only what 6 years old. So
And it's
uh,
$40, but with the nunchuck, the nunchuck's 20, the remote is 20. So, but you
yeah,
want both. It's $40. But when my PS3 controller broke, right after the warranty for my PS3 expired, I looked into getting a new controller. I'm like, I don't want to pay. The controller it's 10 years old. It should not still cost $40. It shouldn't cost $40 in the first place. I am so irritated at controllers that cost the same as the damn game.
yeah.
50, $60 for a controller. It's shameful.
Well, at least Sony has the wherewithal to use built-in batteries in them, rechargeable
Yeah.
batteries, whereas Microsoft and Nintendo are still using double A's, and it drives me nuts. So,
Okay, so one last story. I know it's 8 o'clock, but what the heck? This story is kind of weird to me.
yeah,
There's nudity in Watch Dogs 2, like total full explicit nudity, like actual textured pubic hair and vaginas and penises. I don't know how much waggle physics any of these things have, but I
yeah,
screenshots and video, and if you go to the right places in Watch Dogs 2, you'll find some people wandering around naked, or you'll find like a little nudist colony of people doing hula hoops naked and stuff, and their genitalia is modeled and textured, which is fine. It's an M-rated game. That's totally
yeah,
fine. I don't have a problem with that. So here's an interesting thing that happened is some person who we'll call Joe, because I don't remember what the person's I don't think I think we only know the person's username, so we'll just call him Joe. Was playing Watch Dogs 2 and blew something up, and one of the NPCs went flying and landed on her back, spread eagle, and he noticed that she was wearing crotchless underwears and that she had a fully modeled and textured vagina. So he did what any of us would have done and screen shared that through the PS4's actual embedded screen share technology. That how you can post
yeah,
stuff, both screenshots and video from your PS4 straight to your social media. So he did that, and Sony banned him, or well, suspended his account for a month for posting images that are in violation of the terms of service. And that is an interesting thing where it's okay to have games with this content on your console, but it's not okay to share pictures of some of that content
yeah,
through the console service. Now you can, like using MyRig or something, capture it yourself and load it on your computer and post it to Twitter or whatever you want to do. That's fine. But if you share a specific bit of content in the game that's okay to be on the PS4 through the PS4, then you can get your account suspended for a month.
yeah. Well, and
That strikes me as just a little wonky.
yeah, well, and there this comes up all the time when the issue of sexual content in video games comes up. But apparently, it's okay to share images and short videos of you blowing someone's head off with a shotgun, but not okay to show fully rendered vaginas that
Yeah,
the game
well,
provides.
the guy snarked back at Sony when they said your account's been suspended. He says, "Okay, I'll just tweet out pictures of dead bodies in Resident Evil 7 next time," and he's got a point.
Yeah,
Um, and I can understand that Sony does not want uh Sony branded images shared on Twitter because I think it stamps with the whole PS4 share logo or something like that, or says shared
probably.
via PS4 or something like that. Um, which again is just weird. It's like you can play it, you can share it, you just can't share it this way. And I understand it's a violation of their terms and service, but it's like a month? Come on, Sony. So Ubisoft, for its part, says it's going to implement a patch so that people can share things and not get banned for it. And I think Kotaku asked them, what exactly does that mean? Are you patching out all the nudity? And Ubisoft said, no, just this one NPC.
Yeah, it says we're patching the one female NPC. And so just this one that got this guy in trouble, they're going to put full panties on her instead of the crotchless ones.
What about the rest of the wieners and hoo-has? Will you not get banned for those?
Yeah.
That is so weird to me.
Yes, it is very weird. And I honestly don't get it. It's like Ubisoft, why even bother?
I mean, maybe say, hey, don't. There are naked people in our game. Don't share pictures of it through the PS4 service because Sony will suspend your account for a month.
But their full statement that before Kotaku asked for clarification says, while Watch Dogs 2 is a mature rated game, we apologize and will update this NPC model to make it more consistent with other NPC models in the game in a patch to be released this week. And honestly, I want to know what's so different between this particular model and all the other ones.
Does this particular NPC have a unique vagina compared to the rest of the female NPCs?
Yeah.
You would think there'd be probably just one vagina texture that's plastered onto the pelvis of every single NPC, a female NPC, and call it a day. Is it the crotchless underwear thing that makes it un-okay? Would it have been okay if the character wasn't wearing underwear, period, or was totally naked? You have to wonder what is the thing about this specific NPC? Sony makes my head hurt.
Video games in general makes my head hurt.
Okay, so on that note, that's it for the podcast. So thanks, and hey, we kept it to an hour this week. That's nice.
All right,
let us plug our stuff and be out of here. So Andrew Eisen here, Eisen is how you spell the last name. Plug it into YouTube, and you'll find my YouTube videos. Follow me on Twitter at Andrew Eisen, and on my Facebook page is Andrew Eisen YouTube. So, Zachary, plug away.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Easy Night. I'm no longer running for Congress anymore, so you'll see just more video game related stuff from me there. You can also follow my game development work at DK_gaming, and I am doing my best to share one screenshot a day of the game I'm making, Abstract RPG, this month, and hopefully by the end of the month it'll be a fully playable game. Whether all content is in there or not is another story, but it'll at least be fully playable. And so far, I've only missed one day, and I haven't had time to work on the game today. So I'll probably be working the next 2 hours trying to get an image out before the day is done. But yeah, you can follow, and the website is divinenightgaming.com. And if you're interested in the Oklahoma game development scene, you can check out OK Game Devs on Twitter and okgamedev.com. There you go.
All right, so you've been listening to the Molehill Mountain podcast, and hey, we appreciate you listening to the Molehill Mountain podcast. So we will see y'all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.